Hey guys, welcome to another video. This is Redo and today we'll be drawing together Bakugo. But before that, let me tell you that I'm streaming every day except Friday and the weekend. You can find my stream link in the description below and you can come there, ask for tutorials and even watch me drawing. Maybe you'll get a thing or two, that's really good, and I hope I'll see you there. Now, without further ado, let's get to our video of Bakugo. So I'm just setting my boundaries here just to know that I'm not going to go off camera while I'm drawing him, because I have to consider as well the hair of his. The shape is pretty simple as everyone else, kind of more simple I think than anyone else, the more stereotypical one, but he does have a little chin and you have to draw it. Now the neck is usually attached to the jaw completely because he's really he has muscle, he's really trained, he's practicing a lot, so you can see that in his body type. The nose really is, as the other character, the type, except Deku. Deku is too close to the eyes. This one is above the line as well of the jaw, so it's higher as in every character in, in the manga, in the anime. The mouth, I went for a really simple mouth, but we'll be changing that later because of his expression. I will explain later. So now the eyes always have that tilted line towards the inside. You will see that as they go inside, they go more downwards, and they have that little line going more towards the nose. It's a big curve at the end as well, and most of the times you should be adding that eyelid line over his eye. Most of the times, only in faraway shots he doesn't have it, so it's good to add it there to make it more Bakugo like. The eye as well is not that big if you see, and it rarely has any shine in it. It rarely has any bright side in it. I'm just gonna make the face more narrow because it shows more, and as you can see I keep the neck intact, close to the jaw. Now the eyebrows, really straight lines. I mean, the eyebrows, as long as you don't change them too much, it's fine, but it would be better if you add those diagonal lines inside though, because that's how he kind of always has those lines in. Now, around the middle of the eye, kinda upwards, I start to do that, separation, that split of hair, bringing some of them in front of his eyes, try not to cover, but the side of his eyes, as I'm doing that to his right arm for our left, it's always there. You can always his eyes are kind of always covered at the tip, at the edge there. And then you have to add the sideburns I think, or sideburns I think. They're really long, their hair. It's not the actual sideburns, it's the hair over. But you have to add, the front hair has to be over the sideburns. As you can see, I kind of covered it up. The front hair is over the sideburns. Then I drew a line diagonally a bit up and more to the outer part to set, that split of his hair. Because the flow the hair has in front and down, it should be, having the same flow as it goes upwards. So this side of the hair that I'm drawing now, it's leaning towards the left, and the other side will be towards, leaning to the right. Now, this side that I'm drawing now, they always fall a bit. They always gravitated towards, the ground. They're never spiky up or really at a horizontal level. They're always kind of slightly falling down because it's hair and it's gravity, and also that's his hairstyle. And as you see, I do the same from the other side. Now with the spikes, be a bit creative. Some use more splits, some of them use double or triple split. You can do a lot of stuff. Now, as you see, he always kind of has that front hair connected to in the middle of his scalp with a patch of hair there. It's better to do that from the side that is actually, the big flow of his hair, his right side, our left side of the drawing. As you can see, all of his hair, leans to the left. So you should be making that patch as well, leaning to the left. We're making his eyes a little bit bolder, as long with some of his hair lines to be, better, to have a better, to make the drawing better. I will be inking this as well, so that's pretty good. Now, the thing with this Bakugo though is I really tried to give him a normal expression. And that it's a bit weird, as I noticed, when I was doing my research for Bakugo, I saw that he's kind of always angry. He's always on the edge. He's always shouting, he's always angry. Maybe we've seen him a couple of times that he's normal expression. Actually, we've never seen him having a normal expression. It's always something So it's pretty hard. It's pretty rare to see him like having this expression that is kind of like normal. I didn't add those like things in between his eyes to make him angry. I wanted to keep a really like natural, like, expression. So the hair here, I'm just adding small lines here and there to make more definition to them, as you can see, but I'm trying to follow the flow of the hair, right? I added those lines, like some of them are like individual lines, some of them are kind of like small triangles that you can see with extra line towards the side or whatever. But I'm always keeping the flow natural. I'm not gonna like make some, like little hair flowing to the right on the side that everything is falling to the left or down, because it doesn't make any sense. So try to keep that in mind, and try to have always in mind that split. You see that the little circle that I added like before? Try to have in mind that split from his hair. Now here, what I noticed is like I wanted to add more volume to his hair because it's better to have that arc kind of like, like shape, I guess. So I added more volume because I guess that's how I like him as well. Like you can see in the anime, sometimes they fail to make his hair look good, sometimes they do them perfectly. And the same with the manga, sometimes it's inconsistent because you have deadlines to meet and it's really hard. So that's what I did here, and I think it paid off really well. I really like the end result. And when it's a front view, behind the ears and at the neck area, he doesn't have any hair. Only when it's a specific angle that gives, that gives you more vision towards there, and it makes some hair, be shown there. As well, I'm giving more volume to the up, but I'm also fixing. I was trying to fix the whole like how to say, not the shape, but like how the hair fall, the whole angle of how the hair looks to make it more natural and better in general, because it seemed a bit off to me. So what I did, I made them more tilted to a side instead of being like spikes going up top, because that's how it is. If you see many drawings of him in the manga more importantly than the anime, right? Because in the manga it's more consistent because it's the actual artist drawing. You will see that sometimes this hair, yeah, they tend to have more like side flow rather than being spikes at the end, and that's what I'm trying to achieve here. Therefore, I'm doing everything slowly falling. It's like, again, like a circle. Like the more it goes towards like the down part, they fall more. They have more gravitation. They have more flow. Now I'm gonna start inking this. With the inking, I'm gonna be reviewing all the stuff that I was teaching. So again, this thing that I'm inking now, it's usually connected to the center frontal hair, and it's usually gravitated towards the big side of the hair flow. So in this case, his right. So our left, as we see at left hand, side, whatever, you can see that everything is leaning towards that side. So I prefer to put that for the character design to have more harmony. Then the sides as well, remember to have that, little arc shape that, and also like they're always falling. The sides are always falling. They're never spiky towards up. Unless it's a situation because it's hair, they change, there's wind, there's so many like things you can, understand and tell and whatever. So of course those like stuff happen as well. Those situations, they happen as well. So I'm trying to keep that. And here's the split that I was talking. Now again, some spikes going up, and then they slowly start to fall and gravitate more towards the floor, the ground, as you can see. Like the hair behind the ear, they are actually like looking down, or diagonally down. So in the middle, I try to make more like big shapes to not like make it too busy. I added there some details, of course. You can see now I'm making his sideburns, which I told you, they're always covered from the frontal hair. And now I think we're gonna go to the small details. As you can see, I'm adding some lines as well. You can see them more clearly now, the lines. So be creative, try some new stuff if you want to, as long as it doesn't change the main thing, unless you wanna make a Bakugo really different, which that's okay, that's up to you. But yeah. Now, adding more and more and more. Now the nose, I keep it a really simple nose with just some details that I like always to add. Actually, I really always like to add that. I always like to add that, you know, that detail on the nose. Now the chin, as you can see, I made it more visible now, the chin. As I proceeded now with the inking, I made it more visible. So you can see that like he has a little bit of a chin there. I'm just strengthening the line here to make it look better. That's just, you know, simple stuff. Do not pay attention a lot to the inking techniques and stuff. Like this video is not to teach you inking, it's more to teach you like Bakugo, but inking him makes it easier for me to review the stuff that I want to show you in a more simple manner, because inking is just like the finalize, it's like finalizing the lines, which is way more easier, you know, to get things down. Some neck, you know, decorations, let's say, some neck, you know, details to make it, you know, look more refined. The mouth as well, I went for something like really straight mouth, but giving him the bit of a grumpy look, but more natural. Now the eyebrows, as you can see, I give it a sharp end. I don't think that's the way it is always, but I was like, it doesn't really matter at the end of the day, as long as you don't do something really different. And you can see I still did the diagonal lines because they're actually important. They're always there. Keep that in mind. They're almost always there. Almost always. You know, I don't want to like say for sure, but they're almost always there. Now the eye, let's get more detail into the eye. As you can see, the outer corner though, like it goes a bit, the down line, it's going a bit straight, but then it slowly curves and connects with the edge of the eye. But to be honest, you can also like do a completely curved line that gives the same shape. You don't have to stop, like do a straight line and then go up. You can do a complete, like the right eye, his right eye, our left eye, you can see that it's more like curvy, you know, like curvy line, like they're connecting with the edge, and that's fine. And as I said, no bright, you know, spot in the eye, and that makes it better. But and I did, you can see the eyelid now. You can see the eyelid that it's there. It actually makes it more Bakugo. So you should definitely be adding that. Now with using like the 07 pen ink pen, whatever they're called, I don't even know, I'm sorry. But yeah, now I'm adding like just a thicker line around the whole character to make it, I don't know, to me lately I apply this to all my drawings and it kind of like brings them more out. So I really like to do this. I don't know, I kind of like it because at the same time it's not like a panel of manga, it's just like a tutorial, you know. And as a drawing in general, it just makes them, I don't know, pop out more. And I like it. I personally like it. If you want to use it, be my guest. If you don't want, I mean, to you, it's fine. Like you can use whatever you feel like using. But yeah, this story is actually longer than the others because I wanted to show you the inking as well, because it was better to show you exactly how the things are. And you can see a more like refined, like finished look on the character. And you can say, okay, so that's why, so that's how his eyes are, that's how his nose is. His nose, like as long as you don't add too many details, is gonna look like good for Bakugo. But you should get the positioning right. About the characters, you really need to get the positioning. Now Bakugo, as I said, for the expression, I know it's a bit neutral, but like you rarely see him like having a neutral, like, you know, expression. And I was like, holy, like I was actually surprised. I was like, hey, you rarely see him like, you know, having neutral expression. So I was really surprised. So that's why sometimes when I look at him, I'm like, hey, this is Bakugo, right? But then I was like, yeah, it is. I mean, it sees neutral without being angry, so I'm fine with it. Thank you guys, hope you enjoyed this one, and I will see you on the next one. Until then, stay safe, take care, and keep your passion lit.